So I've been seeing a lot of people everywhere that have been telling themselves the lie that you can either be a conservative or a liberal, right? So you have people on the right who are conservatives and people on the left who are liberals or progressives, right? And that is completely ridiculous. Because that's not how humans are. Like, you're both. The majority of things in your culture, in your ideal culture, or like the 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 way you see your culture or the way you behave is conservative. Like, I'd say something like 95% of everything you do every day, you take it for granted and you've accepted it as good and you want to keep it. Therefore, you're conservative towards these concepts, right? And there's also a percentage of things that you're ready to question and change if need be. And that's true for every human that I see. Because of course, even if you're a conservative, even if you're the most hardcore conservative, you've necessarily changed a few things. Like, you cannot be the exact copy of your parents, of the way they believed. You have changed things. So therefore, you're necessarily a progressive a little bit. And if you think you're a progressive or a liberal, well, the majority of things in your life, you've taken them for granted. Even if you think that you're really smart for like believing that gay people should have rights, well, you've probably heard it from someone else, and you have a conservative attitude towards that belief. So you're conservative. That being said, what I think is really dangerous is if you think you're either or. Because if you think you're only a conservative, right, when there comes a change in our environment, because you're fearful of the things that could happen in the new environment, the new cultural environment, or the new political environment, whatever it might be. You want to hold on to the things that have proven to work, so you want to keep them. There's some truth to that. But by doing that, you make other people fear that the things that you're taking for granted might not work in the future. So these people feel the need to balance your ideas and then sort of be the counterweight to your ideas. And that's true for both sides. Like, if you try to change as many things as you can in your culture, what's going to happen is that people are going to be like, you cannot change that because those new things you're trying to bring in the culture could make things even worse. And that's also true. So the problem is that both sides have really good arguments, but by thinking the other is wrong, well, they're both wrong because they're lying to themselves by believing they're either or. And so the problem is that people will try to push the limit as much as they can until there's no other choice than to become violent. And that's what we're seeing with people from like Antifa. So my solution to the problem is on an individual level, is to stop lying to yourself and realizing that you're both. There are things that are good that we need to keep, that are, yes, traditional, but traditional doesn't mean necessarily that it's bad. And on the other side, there are things that in the new environment that we're in, which now has the internet, which has the pill, which has abortion, and things like that, like, we're not going by. We need to change things about our cultures, to make things work, right? We cannot live as we used to, but we need to keep what still works. Because if we don't, well, people are just gonna go one extreme or the other and are slowing progress down, right? So that's the reason why I'm not a conservative or a liberal or a progressive. I'm just a human. That's it.